home from Oklahoma, playing a little bit of catch up. I'm just hanging out with my puppies. I went and made a few videos, just little catch up stuff.
You're someone like me.
And ate dinner, and now we're just chilling, right? Here's the thing, is that it just hurts my heart so bad when, I don't know, people choose something to like latch onto, and it's like the least bit of fodder gives the you know, people that run the Reddit pages and the whatever, like the most fuel, and like they just look for anything. And so it was like, you know, I made a video today about how we didn't show Denver in any of his writing classes, and how because of like human error in us just like not knowing the exact rule for the specific NSBA World Show led to him having to be disqualified for his halter class, where he was reserve champion. So like at the NSBA World Show, you have to show in a performance class at the show, regardless of your performance record. Whereas in other association rules, you just have to have an ROM, which is a register of merit. You get like a certain amount of performance points, and then you have a register of merit. And like sometimes it's based on per year, sometimes it's forever, whatever. Rules change all the time. I had so many people dogging me, dogging Aaron, like, oh, you knew the rule, there's something else going on, da, da, da. I'm like, I truly didn't. I did a quick Google and it said something else. Literally, I took a screenshot of it. It's like, yeah, I probably should have just gone to the show office. But I had, you know, 3 other horses showing, and was just, my mind was in a lot of places. Aaron had not a single other horse showing in the halter. Like, that was not his main thing. Everyone's like, oh, he should have known. Do you know how many horses he has that shows halter? Like Denver. That's it. And so it just slipped by us. And so they have the halter at the very beginning of the show, which is when he showed. And then his riding classes would have been days and days later. So when we made the decision to scratch him, it was days later. We had all intents and purposes of potentially showing him at this show. Like, we came to the show with the intentions of showing him, made the decision not to. Anyway, it's just kind of crazy. Like, I saw like absolute lies in the comments, which is also what makes my stomach hurt, because I'm like, how can people just like be so disgustingly mean? Like, people pretending like they watched our like things going on at our stalls. Like, people being like, well, that's not the truth, because I saw you screaming at Aaron about it being your last chance to show him. I'm like, when did that happen? Like, I could barely get a hold of Aaron while I was there. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just a busy show. And like, knowing that people can just lie so easily about other people that they don't know, and about situations they know nothing about. And he did get to a point at home where, you know, Aaron's like, oh, I think we're good. I think we're doing good. We can come to the show, and, you know, hopefully he'll be even better by the end of the week, which was when he was going to show the Western Riding. And then the show, which is a completely different atmosphere, there's just so much more things going on, and he's always been good at shows, but it just didn't get to the point where it needed to, for us to feel comfortable presenting him. This is a world show. This wasn't your weekend show to just like get experience. It's kind of frowned upon at these things to go like school. This is the end game. This isn't the like road to somewhere. And so we did not go into this show being like, oh, he has an ROM, we're only going to show him in the halter. Like, the original plan was to show him in everything, and then it just didn't work out that way. And I don't understand all of the like nastiness surrounding that. Like, plans changed, and they put the halter class at the beginning of the show. So had they put it at the end of the show, we would have been like, well, maybe we can't show him, but we thought his ROM was enough. And then as soon as I found out that the ROM wasn't enough, because believe it or not, I don't have time to read comments, and I was like already off no sleep while I was there. So I was like catching up on stuff, and I was like, oh, let me look into this. And I called 3 different people, and I made sure that they knew I was sorry and that it was not intentional. And they were very gracious and understanding. And I made sure that with NSBA representatives, it was all cleared up. that I was totally like accepting of rescinding that title and that we'd all get it squared away, and we're all getting it squared away. So I don't really understand. And then there's the people being like, well, someone had to have complained. They were going to sweep it under the rug. I don't know why having integrity is so hard for people to believe. I don't want to cheat anybody out of anything. Anyway, it's wild. I'm just a girl trying to show my horses. Like, for real, people. Just go away. Anyway, I'm back home and I'm excited. And I missed my puppies and I missed my ponies, and life will go back to normal for the next few weeks until the next show. So, yes, Kennedy will be going to Congress. We had to get entries in today, actually. So I got stalls for her and for Ethel, and obviously going to be showing Hollywood. We are not going to be showing Penelope. Penelope, I've already talked about this, but she, after the NSBA World, is going to go home to Georgia with Jamie, and kind of be put on like light duty. Like, she'll still get ridden, and she'll still kind of like teeter-totter between being ridden and going outside. And then when they go to Congress, she'll get a break. And then I don't think they're going to the World Show this year, so they'll go home and just kind of like put her in a, lighter kind of routine going into the next year. And then next year she'll start showing again. So she's not going to the Congress. We kind of thought maybe she would. And then we evaluated at the NSBA World and thought, yeah, let's plan for her being like a green horse next year. And then Denver will show, and I'm super duper excited. I really hope to also, like, I entered in a Western Pleasure class. That is always iffy because I honestly didn't look at the schedule. There's only one class that I could show him in, because since I'm showing his mom and the amateur and stuff, but he also is going to hopefully be doing like the Western riding. And so it's like, I don't know how that's going to coincide with that. And if he needs to be prepped for the Western riding, I don't mind my class being nixed. So yeah, that's the current plan. And then I'm not taking Kennedy to the World Show. It's going to be a cluster, honestly. Like, I'm commentating the versatility, like the English versatility, which is on the 1st. So I'll have to fly there, do that. It's going to be a great time. It's going to be fun. And I'm so excited about the English versatility. I'm so sad that Wheezy is not going to be able to do it this year. But then I don't have a horse that shows for another like 7 or 8 days. And so by not taking Kennedy, it makes it to where we don't have to take a trailer at all. And so I'll just show Hollywood and the Western riding, the level 2 and level 3, and then Denver will show, and hopefully I'll get to show him, anyway, that's the hope. Anyway, I'm a dreamer. I love to dream. What's my wish list of stallions to cross with Kennedy? Kennedy being BS the First Lady. So she's 15.3½ hands. She's a larger Western horse. She's very big bodied, very flat front end, deep hock, longer stride for a Western horse. So my crosses with her, well, first of all, let's talk about who she's already been crossed with. And here's the thing. Obviously, I can't breed Kennedy to either of my studs because her son, Denver, is one of my studs, and his dad is RL Best of Sudden. So he's her oldest foal. She has one other 3-year-old. She's only ever carried one of the babies. Everybody else was embryo transfer. And then my other stud is her dad. So anyway, RL Best of Sudden, Heart Stoppin', Hey Good Lookin', The Lopin' Machine, and VS Flatline. Again, the oldest baby's 3 with all of those crosses. So since she's already been bred to those, I'm going to kind of wait and see how those babies do and how they grow up before I do any of those crosses again. As for the crosses I would like to do, one of them I've already been talking with his owner, and he passed away recently, is It's a Southern Thing, aka Moon Pie. So Amy actually brought it up to me. She was like, oh my gosh, you have Kennedy. I've always wanted to see her crossed with Moon Pie. And so in the next couple of years, we will definitely make that happen. I'm also loving Making Me Willie Wild babies, and so I would love to see her cross with him as well. It's a Southern Thing and Making Me Willie Wild are both pretty large Western stallions, and they've both been bred with mares that turn into hunt seat babies. And so I could definitely see them having a really cool all-arounder, being a larger sized horse. but also being, phenomenal for the Western pleasure. I'm also having a slight obsession with Unbridle Your Dreams. He is such a cool young stallion. He is still showing, and he does both Western and English and the all around. Like, he's very, very cool. So I think, she's an obvious choice for the quintessential Western pleasure stallions, but I think where she's really going to shine is bred to these, like, more all around type stallions. And I think that's what I'm more gravitated towards, is an all-around horse that can do everything. But I don't just want to cross her with Western studs. I would love to see her crossed with some Hunseaters. And so even with Amy, her previous owner, she agrees on a couple of them. So allocate your assets. I have to figure out what the deal is with his semen since he died last year, on if it's even available. But like, if it is, I think that would be super cool. This is Enticed. I think it would be a cool mix because his sire is It's a Southern Thing, and his mother is a legendary mare named Pretty Assets, who is an Allocate Your Assets mare. And so, if I think that that combination with Kennedy could be really cool. He's very young, and so I don't even know if he has babies showing yet. I don't think so. But he's really cool in the fact that he's really big. He does the 100 under saddle, but then they were like, hey, he's really good at the undersaddle, but we're bored. Let's put a lead change on him. And he goes and like whips it in the Western riding. Super cool horse. And obviously I have to cross her with Good, Better, Best. I have to. So that's my wish list. If you were breeding Kennedy next year and she was your horse and you were going to have the baby, who would you breed her to? I would love to know your wish list for her in the comments.